Hello everybody and welcome to Bar TV's live and exclusive coverage of round 13 of the VB New South Wales Cup. We're here this afternoon at the beautiful Cessnock Sports Ground. She'll be a cracker of a game. In the commentary box this afternoon I'll be joined by Josh Callanan. Afternoon Josh.
G'day Pete.
Good to see you.
Mate, absolutely. Beautiful to hear out at Cessnock. Bit of rain overnight, not at Macquarie anymore, but the ground's actually held up quite well here at Badley, so it should be a good contest.
Indeed, and of course the Newcastle Knights, they've lost their last 5, so hopefully come 80 minutes tonight they'll be able to turn the table around.
Well, especially after starting the season as well as what they did. It was red hot to start. Now 5 on the bounce, definitely don't want to go 6. So tough opposition in the West Tigers, but yeah, the Knights will be desperate to get that win.
Quick tip tonight?
Oh look, you got to say the Knights at home, but the Tigers second on the ladder. A big win last weekend, putting the competition on notice against Wentworthville, 52-16. So yeah, hard to beat, but hopefully the Knights get up at home.
Well, Josh, great to have you in the box tonight.
Looking forward to it, Pete.
Another man in the box tonight will be the Newcastle Knights' Matt Logue, and of course right now he's with the Newcastle Knights coach Rick Stone.
We're here with Newcastle Knights coach Rick Stone. A big game here at Cessnock against the West Tigers, a side you only played 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, good quality game 2 weeks ago at Campbelltown. We probably didn't manage the game well enough on that occasion, and they got away and scored a couple of soft tries and long-range tries. So a bit more management. Hopefully the results a bit different tonight.
Any changes for tonight's clash, Rick?
Yeah, look, we were hoping Tamana Tohu was going to make his return from a knee injury, but he's pulled up a bit sore from training this week and he won't play. So Marcel will come in for him, and Braden will go back into the centres as he's been playing the last few weeks.
Marcel's excelled on the wing in past weeks. He's certainly been one of your stronger players.
Yeah, he has, absolutely. He's deserved his chance. He trained really hard in the off-season. He's one of our part-time players that put plenty of time into it during that Christmas post and pre-Christmas period. And yeah, he's getting some results now, which is great for him.
And Clint Newton, his second game back from a bicep injury, a strong return last week.
Yeah, 80 minutes was terrific for Nudo. You know, I think he was a bit sore this week, and I think he's looking forward to another game now after playing 80 minutes. You know, he pulled up, but he did everything right, and you can see the quality in his game, and he definitely brings a sense of composure and a sense of worth to our team for sure.
Another clash against the Tigers. Obviously, only 2 weeks ago you played, a narrow loss. What are you expecting from those guys tonight?
Well, something pretty similar. You know, the game, you know, was there for both teams, a fairly high quality game. You know, we probably relaxed in a few different periods, and, you know, I think it should be another decent game tonight. You know, it might get a bit dewy if it's a bit clearer later on, but, you know, considering we were going to play at Toronto and coming out here to Cessnock's terrific. It's a good track, nice and dry, and looks for a good game tonight.
Well, thank you for joining us and good luck tonight.
No problem, thank you.
Thanks Matt. Big news, Josh. No Tamana Tahu.
Yeah, massive news. That's a big blow for Newcastle on that edge. Would have been a massive bonus to have him and Clint Newton with that NRL experience in the side, but not to be this afternoon.
Okay, well we're keeping Matt Logue busy. He's also down in the sheds with the coach of the West Tigers, Paul Fletcher.
We're here tonight with Tigers coach Paul Fletcher. Paul, only 2 weeks ago you played the Newcastle Knights, and we're here again at Cessnock, another big clash.
Yeah, that's right, mate. It's funny the way the draw works out. That 2 weeks ago we played them at Campbelltown. Now we're up here again at Cessnock. But the ground's great, so I'm looking forward to the game.
Any changes tonight? Obviously, we've named a strong side, but any changes?
Yeah, we have 2 changes. Arva Seminafangai's come in. He'll start, and Jack Buchanan will come in on the bench. Other than that, we're per program.
It's been an interesting month of football. You've had a few good wins and coming off a big win against Wentworthville. How was the week's training leading up to tonight's game?
Yeah, we haven't really done much different, mate, over the last couple of weeks. You know, we've been improving in little areas each week, and last week, to our benefit, you know, a lot of things come off. But it's a long time. A week's a long time in rugby league, so we'll see what happens today.
Last time you played the Knights, you got away with a 4-point victory, and Marika Korobetti, he was outstanding. Are you expecting similar tonight?
Well, I hope so. No, Marika's he's been bagging tries in the last 3 games. I think he scored 7 or 8 tries in the last 3 games. So hopefully he can do it again tonight. But we still need to. There's still little areas in our game we need to improve on. So hopefully tonight we can do that.
What are you expecting from Newcastle? 5 losses in a row for those guys. They'll be desperate to win tonight.
Well, that's the biggest fear. I mean, every game you lose, you're closer to a win, aren't you? And yeah, I've watched them. To me, they're a very, very good football team. You know, like their record doesn't suggest how poor they actually are. You know, they're a very dangerous football team, and I'm really hoping that it's another week before they start their winning ways.
All right, well, good luck tonight, and thank you for joining us.
No worries, Matt. Thank you.
Matt Logue there with the West Tigers coach, and of course that was Paul Fletcher. Well, we're here at the Cessnock Sports Ground, everybody. We're not too far away to the big kickoff here. It is round 13 of the VB New South Wales Cup. Bar TV, the local grassroots provider here amongst the Newcastle and Hunter Valley communities, bringing you the live action here this afternoon in association with VPA Video Production as well. Well, our commentary box, well, what a lineup we have here. Matt Logue from the Newcastle Knights and Josh Callanan from the Maitland Mercury. First of all, we'll go to Matt Logue, and Matt, the coach of the Newcastle Knights, Rick Stone, well, 5 losses. He'll be out to redeem himself and the squad tonight.
Absolutely, Pete, and obviously welcome everyone for tonight's game. Look, during training during the week, you could see the pain on the guy's face. It's like 5 in a row is not good for anyone, and I think you could really see that. So I'm expecting a strong performance tonight, particularly out here on home turf, you could say, in Cessnock.
And of course, you know, I guess with every loss, you're closer to your next win. But I guess it's fair to say the effort is there. It's just the small little things that they've got to get right.
No doubt. Like, they're in games, they're competing, they're trying hard, but at vital moments, there's big mistakes. And I think that will be the key area that Rick Stone will look to change tonight. The West Tigers, they're a strong side, particularly with Korobidi on the wing. He's dangerous in broken field play, so they'll need to be on, and their kick chase will need to be spot on.
And of course, no Tamana Tahu tonight as well.
Yeah, a massive blow. It could have been one of the great stories. 6 months on the sideline with a right knee injury. He's out, you know, but there's certainly enough class in this side to get the job done. But yeah, definitely a blow.
And Josh, as we just touched on there, just too many errors last week. The Knights had up against the New Zealand Warriors. They went down 34 points to 12 in that match. And of course now they're also out of the top 8.
Yeah, for sure. And today is that chance to stay inside the top 8. They haven't been out of that all year. It started on fire. It was just wins left, right and centre. But more recently, it's been on the other side of the spectrum. And like Matt mentioned, it's those mistakes at crucial times that's really been costing the Knights. So today, they'll be looking to address that for Rick Stone and the boys to try and get across the line and just break that habit of those losses that they've experienced in recent weeks.
And Matt, a few other changes for the Newcastle Knights. Still not confirmed, but there's still doubt around the fitness of Josh Mantellato.
Yeah, winger Josh Mantellato, and also second rower Clint Newton. They're doing their warm-up at the moment, and depending on how they go there could be more late changes for the Knights. But I guess, Josh, as you mentioned, it was only a bit over a month ago the Knights were on top of the table. So, you know, they've certainly got the ability. They've just got to switch on when it matters.
Yeah, definitely. And last time around, like you mentioned, 2 weeks ago against the Tigers, more than competitive. Only 4 points in it. The Tigers were able to get up on that occasion, but there's not all that much between them on the ladders either. There's only a few wins. The Tigers now in a share of 3rd spot, and that was helped by last week's massive 52-16 win against Wentworthville, who are on top. So it's going to be no easy task, but the Knights will take a lot of solace out of the fact that only 2 weeks ago they were within a try of getting that win against the Tigers.
And a few interesting stats as well coming out of the West Tigers. 8 players in today's New South Wales Cup squad were part of the 2012 Premiership winning Holden Cup squad. So they've got a lot of raw, well, you know, genuinely good talent.
Oh, absolutely. You've only got to look at the NRL side. Plenty of talent as we see the West Tigers come on to Cessnock field here for a big game.
Okay, well, we might go through the West Tigers as they'll take the field today. At fullback, we have Curtis Rowe. On the wings is Marika Korobiti and also Seti Fatano Torkafa. The centre pairings of Azzy Pelly Finay and Keith Lulia. The 6 is Mitchell Moses. The 7 is Michael Stevens. Big boppers of a forward pack and plenty of experience as well. The number 8 jersey is Nathan Brown. Number 9, everybody knows, Joel Luani. The 10 is Michael Bullock. The 11 is the New Zealand international Dean Hallertau. and of course the 12 and the captain tonight for the West Tigers, Jared Farlow, and locking the scrum for them will be Kyle Lovett. The interchange bench for them, Brendan Santee in jersey 15, Aka Ola in 16. There's no Jai Hitchcock, he's been a late scratching. 18 is Sam Hollis, and the 20 is Jack Buchanan. And of course, they're coached by Paul Fletcher. We might go through the Newcastle Knights side as we know who will take to the field today. There could well be a late change. We'll get to that shortly. Nathan Ross is at fullback. Mantalato and Pata Utai, Notamana Tahu, Braden William, Matt Minto, Michael Dobson, Toka Licky, Travis Waddell, Pat Vai, James Ellis and Tyler Randall, and then a change of Redmond, Horwood, Steele, Harton and Kupu. Just a quick tip, we'll go around the commentary box. No doubt you'll be barracking for the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, they should hit back tonight, Pete.
And Josh?
Yeah, look, at home, Hart says Knights, but look, on form, you've got to go the Tigers.
Okay, well, sit back and enjoy this one. Bar TV, live telecast coming from the Cessnock Sports Ground here. The Tigers running right to left on your television screen as they come out to the halfway line on the first tackle as they now kick off the boot of Dobson. Puts in the kick downfield, and going back there to collect the football is Nathan Ross for the Newcastle Knights, and he cannot go any further than the 20-metre line before he plays the football back, and the 3 is with it, and this is Pat Matautai. He takes it to the 30-metre line, round 13 of the VB New South Wales Cup, coming live out of the Cessnock Sports Ground.
And we've just got a late change for the Newcastle Knights. Josh Mansalato has been ruled out, and Tua Haneti will come on to the wing for Josh, who obviously played against the New Zealand Warriors in the NRL ranks last weekend.
Okay, so we can see the Knights go down to the 40-metre line. Let's see what they've got in their first set of 6 here on Goanna land. Of course, the home ground of the Cessnock Goannas in the real NRL competition. With the ball this time is Tukafa on the wing. Of course, back after 2 years as a Mormon in Adelaide. And of course, no doubt he'll be cherishing his opportunity back in West's Tigers colours as the Tigers approach the halfway line. As we see now, they're going to go over the halfway line. This is the 7 in Michael Stevens. He's up from the Bundy Cup. He's a terrific kicker of the ball. Look for that here tonight as well. As we see now, the Tigers advance it over the halfway line, down to the 40. That is the last tackle, so they'll need a good kick, and here is that kick off the boot there of the 7 in Stevens, and diffused brilliantly at the back for the Newcastle Knights. And Josh, they've got the football 5 metres out from their own goal line.
Yeah, a couple of good sets to open up from both teams there, and really surprisingly, for a game that's been transferred from Macquarie here to Cessnock today, certainly a little bit soft underfoot, but it's held up quite well. It's going to be interesting to see how that carries on throughout the 80 minutes, but certainly at first sign, the surface here at Badley Park has held up quite well.
As we see now, the Knights going up through the middle. You won't miss this fellow with the football. Big Toka Licky, of course, from New Zealand. The Knights approaching the 40-metre line. Ball's out the back. They've got to go away and collect the football. And they're going to be dropped down around 15 metres in from the Western touchline. So 3 minutes here on the Bar TV scoreboard as the Knights going to kick it just outside their own 40. It goes straight down to Curtis Rowe, collects the football, flies back onto it, as we can see, to be collected there. Matt, 15 short of the halfway line.
Interesting to see tonight. The kicking game of Michael Dobson will be crucial. He's got plenty of experience over in England and in the NRL. And I guess, Josh, he's got to find the grass. That kick probably, went straight down the fullback's throat.
Yeah, there was plenty of empty field out to the left-hand side there, so he'll be looking to do that next time round, no doubt.
This is Joel Luwani. Very solid last week against Wentworthville. NRL debut last year, filled in for Robbie Farah. Scored a try as well at the back end of last season as the Tigers throwing it around at every opportunity. They're on the attack. They're on the prowl. Comes back there now. They're going to dribble into the end goal area. This could sit up. Knights may have to play at it. Referee has said it was played at. So it's going to be a goal line dropout. Nice weighted kick there from the Wests Tigers.
Michael Stephen, the halfback, outstanding kick. The weight was perfect, and Nathan Ross, he was forced to go back as far as he could, but had to take it over the sideline.
As you can see on screen there, the 30 in Licky. Massive fella, only quite young, in his second season, I believe, with the Knights. Auckland-born, New Zealand Kiwi. They know how to breed them across the ditch. As the Tigers now run it back up over the 30-metre line here at Cessnock. If you just tuned to Bar TV's telecast of round 13 of the VB New South Wales Cup, we welcome you to the Cessnock Sports Ground. Well, they've had all the possession so far in the first 5 minutes, the West Tigers. Let's see if they can turn that possession into points. They're on the fourth tackle. They're 25 metres out from the Newcastle Knights line. Slow play the ball. They advance it to the commentary box side. With the ball is the 11 in Hallertau. Runs at Pat Matautai and also Matt Minto over the top. Ball played back. It comes from Rowe. They step off the left foot. They're looking elusive. This is Mitchell Moses. Everything he did last week against the Magpies paid off for him. Last tackle. Will they kick it? Will they throw it? Not the best kick we've ever seen in the game of rugby league. Paid off for the Knights. They've dodged a bullet. 10 out from their own goal line.
I don't think you'd even claim that as a kick. I reckon that's just hit the deck. That's a shocker.
Worst kick I've ever seen, I think, Matt.
A confidence booster for the Knights, though. Their online defence is on, and they've got to capitalise on that now.
This is Braden William out there. Takes the tackle of the 10 and 3/4 in Fin A. They come through the middle of the field. Of course, the Knights, 5 in a row they've lost coming into tonight's clash. Just too many errors in previous weeks. They only played the Tigers a fortnight ago as well. Went down by 4 points that day. Let's see if they can turn the tables. They're going to kick inside the 40. Ball splits the fullback and the winger. Curtis Rowe collects it 10 metres out. He's dangerous at the back. Always has been. Always will be in the number 1 jersey for the Tigers. So the Knights will need to shut him down at every opportunity, and that's what they do. Over the top there was William. Now Toka Licky combines for the Knights on that occasion as the Tigers, 4th on the competition ladder, 18 points. Losing the ball, dived on by the New Zealander in Toka Licky. Well, how many times in rugby league do you see that a team can have all the defence, get a bit of a sniff, and get the football and go on the attack? And that's exactly what we see now the Knights do. Let's see what they can do here. 40 metres out is when they'll play the football. They go to dummy half. This is Waddell. He scampers from dummy half, goes across field, links up with Dobson. He takes the line on. Ball's on the ground, scooped up by Newcastle. Play on, says the referee. They continue to roll forward. Good play by the Knights. They're barging close. 4 metres out is where they'll be halted in their tracks.
Yeah, a disappointing mistake there, but promising lead-up play, Josh. A great run from Waddell. Nathan Ross backing up. Beautiful play, actually silky hands, and unfortunately the crucial mistake.
Yeah, not only getting the ball in good field position at halfway, probably really the first time they've had that this game so far, but then reacted well to it. Quick down the left-hand side and all but a 4-pointer.
Okay, the scrum's going to
half. This is Waddell. He scampers from dummy half, goes across field, links.
Packed here, 10 metres out from their own line. Everybody's having their chance to be a part of the Bar TV commentary team tonight. Matt Logue and also Josh Callanan. We welcome those two gentlemen into the broadcast box, of course. Matt Logue from the Newcastle Knights and Josh Leeson. Not with us in the commentary box tonight. He'll be back on deck next week, but we have Josh Callanan in the box tonight. I know Josh Leeson will be listening to our coverage tonight as well, as the Tigers have the football about 15 metres short of the halfway line. They're going to put a little kick, but I don't think that was the right option. They chanced their luck, and the Knights come away with the football, looking to run across field. Where's the support? It came in the number 3 of Pat Matayutai. Of course, from Campsie, growing up, junior club, the South Newcastle Lions. And he's not looking the best at all, is he? We'll have a look on the Bar TV replay here. But Pat Matayutai just got a bit of a knock there. And as you can see, he's got his head right on the halfway line. Clint Newton, of course, the son of the professional golfer Jack Newton in jersey 11. Just his left.
Looking to run across field. Where's the support? It came in the number.
As we see now, a remarkable story too, isn't it, Matt, from Clint Newton? Of course, he joined the Knights in the early 2000s. I think he left the club around 2007, joined Melbourne. Then he went off to Hull before rejoining the Penrith Panthers. Now he's found his way back into the Newcastle Knights squad.
Yeah, mate, an amazing story, and one of Newcastle's original sons. Obviously, he had an amazing journey, won a premiership at the Melbourne Storm, a bicep injury which effectively could have ended his career, but he's shown enormous courage and determination, and he's back here tonight for the Knights.
Yeah, great story. Clint Newton. Now we see Licky charging and barging his way down to the 30-metre line. 10 minutes gone here at Cessnock. Minto goes out wide to Dobson. They're elusive through Nathan Ross. Former Curry Bulldog. White Lightning, elusive ball runner as well. This is Waddell. Back to Dobson. This is Pat Vaivai. And the Samoan offloading in the tackle. Flicking the ball around. Nobody's held, says the referee in Matt Moyen. Last tackle now for Newcastle. This is Randall kicking for himself. Fullback will have to play at it, will he? Well, he needed to, and he should have, because the Newcastle Knights have scored their first try. I don't know, he knew the West Tigers player where the dead ball line was.
Unbelievable skill there from Randall, like a back rower, and he's put in a little kick, plenty of speed, and Josh, that's the ideal start for the Newcastle Knights this evening.
No, fantastic. Not only the determination to chase that ball all the way to the edge of the line, but fantastic vision, 15 out, hits space, hits it into the in-goal, so not only going to get the ball back from an in-goal line dropout, but eventually getting the try. Looks up, puts it through onto the toe, good 20 metres, well-weighted kick, and there it does. Sits up just perfectly for Tyler Randall to get the try, and Curtis Rowe, I don't think he'll be doing that again this afternoon, the West Tigers fullback.
I don't think the coach, Paul Fletcher, would be impressed with that. Just couldn't quite judge, could he? Curtis Rowe where the dead ball line was. So the Newcastle Knights have been able to strike first blood here at the Cessnock Sports Ground. And the kick will come off the boot of Michael Dobson. 5.5 years in the UK Super League. Played for teams like Wigan and Hull. Bit of time as well, I believe, over in France. Here's the kick from right in front. Dobson strikes it. It looks good. Touch judges. They put their flags in the air. So after 12 minutes here on Bar Television, Bar TV, the Newcastle Knights leading the West Tigers by 6 points to 0.
And it was only in a set earlier on in this very same game at the other end of the field where Nathan Ross was forced to touch a ball across the dead ball line and save the try for Newcastle. Other end of the field, it's a 4-pointer for the Knights.
And of course, the Newcastle Knights have got an impressive record against the West Tigers. Going back to last year, they defeated the Tigers in the semi-final of the VB New South Wales Cup. And they got up over the opposition they're playing today as well on 2 occasions as well. As the Knights now go up over the 30-metre line. They've only played, as we mentioned as well, a few weeks ago. The Tigers got the money on that occasion, but it was a tight affair. So look out for the Knights here tonight as we see now the kick off the boot of Dobson as Rowe now collects the football 20 metres out from his own goal line. So we've had 13 minutes. Doesn't time go quick? Newcastle leads 6 points to 0.
And an injury for the Newcastle Knights, Pete. Big Tocker Licky. Looks like a strain of the leg, so he's been taken to the sideline. Strong early with some good charges, but that's a little bit of a blow for the Knights.
Brenton Horwood has come on to replace him for the Knights. Maitland Picker's product he is, young Brenton.
Good story too. They formerly worked with the aeroplane and the RAF, and now he's playing for the Knights.
Yeah, gave up that position to follow his dream of playing football, and he's been given the gig by Rick Stone and has been repaying the faith for the Knights this year.
This is Nathan Brown. Debuted in first grade against the Dragons as well, so there's plenty of first grade experience out there from both sides. Ball will bounce over the top. Tigers might get there. No, Newcastle do. They're in their in-goal area. What's the referee saying here? Well, he's saying we're going to have a goal line dropout. He actually got the football, as we'll see coming up on the Bar TV replay, in the field of play, and then he was dragged back into the in-goal area. So more pressure coming up for Newcastle.
That was brilliant from Tanua Hetty. That was dangerous because you had Marega Corabetti coming on him big time. You let the ball bounce. You learn that when you're 6. You don't do that. But he dived on that. It could have been dangerous for the Knights.
So 14 minutes gone here at Cessnock. Josh Callanan, Matt Logue in the commentary box here tonight. As we see the Tigers running it back up the middle of the field. As we see now, they have played the ball. 15 minutes gone. Trailing by 6 they are. This is Michael Bullock playing the ball. Luwani away to Moses. They cut out one. Lulia looking dangerous. Fended off one. Still going Lulia. 4 metres out from the Knights line. Third tackle gone. Curtis Rose with the football. Now they spin it again from left to right. This is where they had success last week against the Wentworthville Magpies. This is Luwani. He goes from dummy half. He'll score. Luwani. He went all the way. We could see it coming. The gap'd open. He went to it. Slams the ball over the line. They're on the scoreboard, the Tigers. Newcastle lead 6-4.
Yeah, looking dangerous down the left-hand side, the Tigers, but shifted it back, and Luani, great piece of individual work. Head up from dummy half, saw the gap, scooted through, and this should be all even Steven for the Tigers. Should get the kick. Should be 6-all about halfway through the first half.
Looking very dangerous with the football, the Tigers. They're attacking the edges of the Newcastle Knights, and the markers here, they're not sure what's happening. Fell for the dummy. Beautiful run, speed. Nathan Ross did his best, but the Tigers are back with a kick to come.
And it all stemmed from the getting the football back, didn't it? So credit to the Tigers. They're back on the scoreboard. That will give them confidence as well, of course. The Knights, well, it's been well documented up through the Hunter and in the Newcastle press. 5 losses coming into this one. Just too many silly errors. No doubt the effort has been there. So they're looking to fix those little things that the Tigers have been able to convert. So after 7 minutes, we have a tied up ball game here at Cessnock. It's 6-all. And the crowd, well, not a massive crowd in here at Cessnock, but there's a few factors that could influence that. Of course, this game was scheduled to be played at Lyle Peacock Field in Newcastle, in Toronto, on the outskirts of Lake Macquarie. But this morning and the overnight rain led to that match being cancelled there, and of course being brought up the highway, up the Hunter Expressway, approximately another 30 k's to Cessnock, where they haven't had much rain at all, and that's testament to the ground staff here as well. They've been able to soak up what did fall last night, up around 3 or 4 mils, but it looks like it's a fast open track. So there's no excuses for both of these sides. Come 80 as the Tigers go down the touchline, flicking it out the back. This is Curtis Rowe. He's finding himself everywhere in attack and defence. The clean-up for the Tigers tonight as they advance it to the halfway line. Nearly halfway through the first half. We're approaching the 20th minute mark as they go wide. This is Michael Stevens. Tries to get on the outside of Michael Dobson. The Dobson says, come back here. The Tigers now, they're going to kick it. 40 out from their Knights line. The Knights will let the ball bounce. That was touched. Luckily there, Tua goes back and collects the football up, and he sets sail. Good return of the kick there. He's up to the 40-metre line.
Yeah, great run by Tua. Made up for his fullback, letting the ball bounce there, Nathan Ross, as the Newcastle Knights look to bring the ball out of their own end.
Knights on the halfway line here. Advancing it up over the halfway line they come. This is William. Takes a tackle there of Farlow, the captain of the Tigers. The 15 is Horwood. Runs to Michael Bullock. Waddell in a dummy half. Through the back line again. Quick hands. This is Ross. Can he flick it out the back? He tried to. Didn't quite come off. Waddell. They come on the left side. They kick it. Oh, what a good catch. We're at the SCG. Now they set sail through the 2 in Corabidi. And he's out to the 30-metre line, the flying Fijian.
They've got to be careful there, the Knights, Josh. I think Corabidi scored 2 tries from broken field play only 2 weeks ago at Campbelltown.
Yeah, he's definitely not the bloke you want to be given the ball. He's scored about 12 tries in the last 5 hitouts, and if he was at the SCG, I'll tell you what, he'd be in the grippers, Pete. There's no doubt about that.
As we see now, the Tigers advance it halfway through the first half. 6-all. I understand you've actually got a bit of a story about playing on the SCG as well, Josh. We might get to that before half-time. As we see now, the Tigers inside the Newcastle territory. They'll play the ball back. 20 metres out from the Knights line. Last tackle for the Tigers. They're going to chance their arm. Here's that little kick in between. The fullback was positioned deep. Newcastle dive on the ball offside, I think you'll find. Well, it's all happening here at the Cessnock Sports Ground. Penalty goes to the Tigers. 5 out from the Newcastle goal line.
Might have actually been pinned for a bit of a push in the back there.
Nathan
actually.
Ross there, mate. A push in the back so that the Tigers will go deep on attack here.
Well, what do? Do they take the tap? As we have a look on the replay, look for the push in the back.
Dobson.
There it was. Yeah, Dobson. So they take the tap. They're not after 2. They're going for the try. 6-all. The Knights back on their goal line. The Tigers applying the pressure. This is Curtis Rowe. Waiting in a dummy half. It's Luwani. He goes from dummy half. They come up quickly. The kick wasn't the right idea. And that's why. Didn't come off for them. Second tackle. They tried their arm. They tried to get it in the in-goal area, but it just didn't quite come off.
Well done, Michael Dobson. Certainly made up for that one. He was a man on a mission. His defence was brilliant, and the Newcastle Knights hold on. But, Josh, the Tigers looking pretty dangerous.
They are, but they have chanced their arm quite a lot. That's probably a handful of times now they've just tried to put the little dink in behind. Has paid off once or twice, but has also turned the ball over as well. So I'd say they'll continue to try and exploit that, but also a dangerous play as well in terms of giving up the ball.
Well, they're enthusiastic, of course, the Tigers. 13 players from the Tigers are aged 22 or under. So they have got a lot of bright sparks looking to ignite them at every opportunity. But the smoke, the flame just went out on them right there. Long way to go, though. Still 60 minutes remaining in the match as the Knights run it forward out to the 40-metre line. Waddell. They spin it again through the middle. They come up quickly, the Tigers, on this occasion, and they had to. The Knights not going anywhere. Waddell again. The 18 is with it for the Knights, and that is Michael Steele. Over the halfway line, Waddell. They're going to run it. This is Dobson. They go out wide. There's a chance out here. The Knights spinning around in tackles. They want to get away from that Eastern touchline. This could be the play of the match if you can get it back and hold on to it, but unfortunately he has the fumbles. And the ball will come back to the Tigers here for the turnover, 25 metres out from their own goal line.
The Knights have actually looked very dangerous down that left-hand edge, and especially when they're breaking quick. That's the second time where they've had try-scoring opportunities off the back of quick reactions and spinning the ball through the hands.
Yeah, great awareness there, particularly Minto and Dobson. They've got plenty of skill. Maybe that's where they can go to more often.
17 minutes out from half-time here, live on Bar TV Sports with Josh Callanan, Matt Logue and Peter Jolly in the commentary box here. Here's a penalty. Penalty going to the Tigers here. They're going to take the tap. Referee says, no, you're not. Come back here. I wasn't ready. Now they'll bang it into touch. Or will they? No, they will not. No. Well, we've seen nearly everything that rugby league can produce here tonight, Matt Logue.
Wasn't the right option there. They'll get the ball back, but still, you know, it's a bit of a brain explosion there, Josh.
That is an absolute cardinal sin. That's just got to go out, and they've just got to get the ball back. This is terrible. This is a Barry Crocker. The young Curtis Rowe, I think. No.
Michael Stevens.
Halfback.
And it's just come off the side of the boot. But they will get the ball back back in their own half, but not where they wanted it originally.
Of course, Michael Stevens, his junior club was the Macarthur Saints. As we mentioned at the top, he's up from the Bundy Cup. Generally a good kicker with the football. Not the best highlight for him. No doubt he'll redeem himself from that mistake. The Tenors with it. This is Michael Bullock, former Dragon. Junior club was the Picton Magpies. They go through the back line. This is where they're dangerous. Corabini down the touchline. He beats one. He got the ball back on the inside. And Curtis Rowe, he scores the second Tigers try. They go to the front. They lead by 10 points to 6.
Well, the Tigers have looked extremely dangerous down this left-hand side, and there is no wonder they keep targeting him, because that man, the winger, Marika Corabetti, why not get the ball to him? Explosive there, great sprint away from his man, and just got the offload away. Try time the Tigers.
Yeah, they call him the Fijian fly for a reason, and brilliant backup skills there by Curtis Rowe. You could see Corabetti make the break as we see the replay now, but the Tigers playing expansive footy. It's attractive footy, and on the back of some brilliance from Corabetti, and as I said, the awareness of the fullback here. He's got plenty of speed, steps inside Matty Utia, and has the awareness to pass in between Minto and Ross there, and Rowe goes over. It's a quality try by the Tigers.
Fantastic pass there too by Keith Laluia, the centre. That was excellent work. Just catch and pass, drew the defender, and that's why he is the player that he is, and he's certainly shown that right there. Fantastic bit of work.
Definitely a bright future. Curtis Rowe, junior Kiwi. He's only 20 years old. Made his debut in first grade this year, I think it was, against the North Queensland Cowboys in round 6. Here's the kick now from Moses. It looks good in flight. He's banged it between the uprights to the Tigers. 14 minutes out from the halftime whistle. 12-6.
And probably a fair indication there, the Tigers have probably just had the better run of play. Knights certainly deserving their try with a good bit of individual work, but the Tigers have started, once they've got the ball, have looked pretty dangerous.
And here's the test now, I guess, guys, for the Knights. Defensively on their line, they've been okay. On the edges, that's where they seem to be getting exploited. So an interesting, next 10 or so minutes before half-time.
As we see now, the Tigers on the bring back. Thank you for tuning in to Bar TV's live and exclusive coverage tonight from the Cessnock Sports Ground. Listeners right around the world, we're getting tweets from, joining in our coverage from Cessnock. We've got the entire Pacific pretty much covered. I know a few New Zealand fans are listening to our telecast from across the ditch as well. In Europe and up through Singapore and Bali, we welcome them to the telecast tonight as well. This is Tua with the football. He comes across field. And the Knights in the centre of the Cessnock Sports Ground. Newly built Cessnock Sports Ground. For the viewers that don't know this area quite well, we used to have the Cessnock Sports Ground pretty much 3 or 4 k's up towards the vineyards. But over the last few years, they've built this magnificent stadium, pretty much like the Western Weekender Stadium in St Mary's in Sydney. As we see now, the Knights looking to go forward. This is Clint Newton with the football. Dated good old Jennifer Hawkins back in the day as well. I know Josh is upset about that as the kick goes downfield. Can't win them all, Josh. 25 metres out from their own line as the Knights. Defence tightens up in the middle. They had to as the Tigers tried to exploit a gap up the middle. The Knights again toughening up in defence as the Tigers now on the prowl again. 12 metres inside the Newcastle Knights end of the field. This is Finney. Tigers New South Wales Cup Player of the Year, of course, from last year, Finney. As the Tigers, are they on a roll heading into half-time? Newton says, the only way I know how to do it is knock you down and stop the ball from getting offloaded. Let's see if the younger Knights out here can come up with the same plan. 30 metres out, the Tigers. They're with the football. They'll kick it in the end goal area. Corabiti's after it, comes down with it and scores. Corabiti, talk about the SCG. We're not there, are we? No, it's the Cessnock Sports Ground. Gee whiz, if he's not playing rugby league in seasons to come, put him down for the Sydney Swans.
And they're both looking good too. The Cessnock Sporting Ground's on fire, and so is Marika. Corabiti flew high there, Josh, and great awareness. Hanetti Tua, rather, from the Newcastle Knights, did his best, but this guy, he's on fire.
Well, still on the cricket analogies, and he's got the runs on the board. He's been scoring every game since round 6, and that run now continues. A kick across field, a clever kick across field, and Corabiti just flies high over the opponents and catches, leaps, and it's all over. Another 4-pointer for the Tigers, and that puts them further ahead. 16 with a kick to come.
Well, here's the replay. Here's the jump. Here's the leap. Didn't have far to fall over the line as well. So the Tigers, they couldn't have asked for a better, well, the last 10 minutes especially. The Knights were able to pounce with the first points, with the Tigers clawing their way back into the match. 10 metres in from touch. Here's the kick from Mitchell Moses. Everything he did last week, as we mentioned before, paid off for him. Has he brought his kicking boots to Cessnock tonight? You bet he has. Nails it from the touchline. So the Tigers leading now by 18 points to 6. 8 minutes out from half-time.
Yeah, fantastic way to back up the last try they scored, the Tigers, and only 2 sets later, another one on the board.
Yeah, they're playing quality football at the moment. The Newcastle Knights need to be careful here. Down 18-6. We've got 9 minutes to the half-time break. Crucial 9 minutes, really, Josh.
Yeah, they've got to be the next to score. They can't concede 3 in a row, otherwise the game could really get away from them.
Okay, well, back here at the Cessnock Sports Ground, we're back underway on Bar TV, telecasting the VB New South Wales Cup. And thank you to the New South Wales Rugby League for allowing Bar TV access into their coverage of the Cup. 30 metres out, the Tigers. Well, it's all in front of the Newcastle Knights. That goes without saying. You've only got to read the Bar TV scoreboard to know that they're down by 12. Vital set of 6 coming up here. 4th tackle coming up for the Tigers. They're on a roll. This is Moses, takes the line on. This is Bullock. And the former Dragon goes down 30 metres out. Bit of indecision. That might have been planned. Here's the kick. He was being knocked out. Referee might turn a blind eye. As the Tigers go high again, they're close to going to the goal line. They've got a penalty. Yeah, well, we might have a look at that on the replay because he was taking out the kicker. I think the referee obviously has just gone with it to see what eventuated. Nothing came. So the Tigers here have the ball, 5 out, and they want a quick tap. So we might just stick with the play here. We'll come back to the replay if they can go all the way. The Tigers bashing and barging their way towards the goal line. Bullock, they can exploit the eastern side. They come back on the middle. The Tigers pouncing around. That's the second tackle for the Tigers. 18 points to 6. Moses, inside it comes. 8 metres away they are from crossing the Newcastle Knights line. Hallertau Short again. They pepper the 3 for the Knights in Pat Matautai. Akaola offloads it. Korobiti's into touch. Flag didn't go up from the touch judge. Well, it does now. They finally put it up. So it will be a scrum feed. We'll just keep an eye on the referee here. So, yes, it's a scrum feed to the Knights. 10 out from their own goal line, Matt Logue.
Newcastle Knights muscling up on their own line. Pat Matautai. Great defence, Josh, and they had to. The Tigers were coming. As we see the replay here for the penalty, I'd say, is there a push there, or I'm not too sure what the penalty was there. But the Tigers, anyway, they had their chance, and the Newcastle Knights hold on.
As the Knights coming out of their red zone, a good set of 6 needed here. Error-free football. We know they're coming off 5 in a row as far as losses go, and handling errors have been a factor. No doubt the effort's there. Just those little things that the Knights will be hoping to control in this match. 6 minutes out from half-time here at Cessnock. As they go over the halfway line, the Tigers in numbers. Bullock over the top. Ball played back. Redmond, they're going to kick off the boot of Dobson. Heading towards the touchline goes the football. Will they play at it? They didn't have to. Ball beats everybody into touch. 10 away from the Tigers line.
Yeah, good work there by Dobson. Probably needed that a little bit earlier on, actually, hitting the deck and just getting some field position. But, look, it gives the Knights something to have a crack at here. The Tigers being forced, almost for the first time tonight, to come out from their own in-goal.
Yeah, it's a good tactic, I think, if Dobson can at least get the ball out, give his forwards a bit of a rest, but also you take Rowe out of play at the back there and the danger of their back 3. So Newcastle, a big period coming up here. They've really got to get on the scoreboard before half-time.
A lot of Tigers fans tuning into the coverage. Benjamin Angus saying New South Wales Rugby League should get behind the Bar TV for all their coverages. Well, thanks for Benjamin for that. Hashtag Bar TV Sports and send us your feedback tonight, and we'll get to your messages throughout the match as the Tigers. Just a bit of a stoppage in play here. Keith Lulia just hoping that his opposition player in Matautai is okay there. Bit winded there, but he's a tough custodian, the number 3, Matautai, of course, a junior club in the real NRL here in Newcastle, the South Newcastle Lions. Not long out from half-time here as the Tigers have the ball. 31 metres out from the line. Opportunity coming up again. Will that kick create that opportunity? Not on that occasion. The Knights cut it off, and now they attack out to the 30-metre line. Let's see what the Knights can do now. Not long before half-time here. Swooping in numbers, aren't they, the Tigers tonight? They're not giving the Knights any opportunity at all to get their hands free as the Knights stuck down inside their own 40-metre line, inside their own half. Dobson sends it wide. Can they go over the 40 on this play? They go close to it. Over the top there was Lulia and also Korobiti. Fijian, of course. Korobiti played for the Fijian side in the Pacific Internationals just recently as too. Here's the kick off the boot of Dobson. Straight to the fullback though. And Rowe, as we mentioned, he's had a good first half so far at fullback. Picked up a try. Probably wouldn't want to remember how the Knights got their first try. He couldn't quite judge the dead ball line. That's how the Knights got the first points. But since then, the Tigers have been able to dominate pretty much everything. But you've got a bit of a sense that if the Knights can get a bit of possession, they are playing good football as the Tigers are throwing it around at every opportunity, though. They'll have to stop this if they want to be in it come 80. 30 metres out, the Tigers. Hallertau, more than 200 first-grade games across his expansive NRL career. This is the Tigers pouncing down the eastern touchline. But they've pounced and they're down 20 metres away. Where's the kick? Here it is. Where's Corabini? He wants to go up and get it and come down with it, and he does. What a catch again. Well, am I seeing things? Was that the same thing as he done about 2 minutes ago? Pinch me. What happened there, Matt Logue?
You're not dreaming, Pete. Once again, Corabini outstanding. We must say, though, a fantastic kick there from the 5'8" Michael Moses. I think the halfback, he was busy there, Michael Stevens, and he had to get into dummy half there, the 5'8", put in a pinpoint kick, and geez, Corabini, Josh, he's on fire tonight.
Absolutely is, and just so precise the Tigers have been in attack. That's the second one from a crossfield kick on the left-hand side, obviously targeting Corabini, and there's no reason why not. He just keeps taking them. Fantastic kick, well weighted, right on the try line. All the work for Corabini to do at speed, at height, leaps high, little juggle. Try time for the Tigers.
Let's have a look. Again, pinpoint accuracy, the crossfield kick. And Corabini, as you sit there, Josh, great juggling effort to get the ball down. The siren will go in the background any moment now. Can they seal the deal with the kick? This is Mitchell Moses. He comes in, hits it. He likes it. The touch judges like it. The fans that have travelled up from Leichhardt like it. But the Knights don't like it. They're down 24-6, Matt Logue.
Yeah, a clinical display in the first half by the West Tigers. Plenty of expansive play. Their kicking game, their patience, everything about their game in the first half was outstanding. And we've got to remember, Josh, Newcastle scored the first try.
Yeah, they did. It was a fantastic bit of individual work, but really since then it has been all the Tigers, and they deserve the lead they had by 18 points going into the main break, 24-6, and well deserved, really.
Well, it's fair to say it's the Corabini show in the first half. Picked up a double. So we might take a break and come back for the second half in 10 minutes here. It's the Tigers. They're on the prowl here at the Cessnock Sports Ground over the Newcastle Knights by 24 points to 6. A break and back with the second 40 in about 8 minutes' time. welcome back. The second half here at the Cessnock Sports Ground. West Tigers trouncing the Knights at half-time by 24 points to 6. Corin Beattie, what an outstanding first half. He's got to stay at the Tigers, otherwise some other club's going to snap him up come the end of next month.
Well, whispers, Pete, circulating tonight that he could be leaving the Tigers before June 30, and the form that he's in, Josh, 14 tries in 6 matches, someone will pick the bloke up.
I'll tell you what, anyone could. Maybe even the Knights first grade might pick him up after tonight. It's a phenomenal couple of months that he's had, and he's just been, again, in great form tonight. Couple of tries off kicks and setting up another as well. So really doing a top work on that left edge for the Tigers.
He's an outstanding player. No doubt a lot of coaches across the NRL tuning into our telecast tonight. If I was one of them, I'd certainly be having a chat to the finance department, seeing how much we can give the Fijian. Certainly one for the future. Here's the kick as the Tigers coming across the field out to the 20-metre line. In other VB New South Wales Cup results today, the Cutters getting up, the Dogs too strong, the Panthers equally strong, and the Magpies coming up with the 2 competition points as well. And I believe, Josh, you've got a few real NRL results as well.
We do, as well, as a penalty goes the way of the Tigers here, 40 out. But also with Penrith and Wentworth, they now stay top of the table with those wins as well. For Wenny, that was a big one up against Mounties, 20-18. So Penrith and Wentworth cement their spots there. But yeah, in the real NRL, closer to home, where the Cessnock Goannas play just here, they were washed out against Macquarie. But in the other top 5 battle, Maitland were up by 4 with only a few minutes to go, but it was the 2-time defending premiers and undefeated competition leaders, Western Suburbs, winning that match 26-24 at Maitland Sports Ground.
And of course, Bar TV will be back on deck next weekend for the Newcastle Rugby League competition, live streaming the real NRL. Bar TV in season 2014. And if you'd like to pretty much check out what else Bar TV covers across the Hunter and pretty much up along the mid-north coast as well, you can get on to us via our Twitter feed, facebook.com/Bar TV Sports, or just head to YouTube and type in Bar TV Sports, and you'll be amazed with the breadth and the depth that the Bar TV production guys behind the scenes come up with throughout sport in the Hunter. Here's the kick now off the boot of Dobson. Finds touch about 10 metres out from the halfway line.
And a big chance here for the Newcastle Knights. No doubt Coach Rick Stone at half-time, Josh, he would have laid down the law as the Knights get another penalty here, lifting tackle on Brenton Horwood. But he would have laid down the law. You need to improve, and particularly in defence.
Yeah, it might be just what they need here, a little bit of possession in the Tigers' half, because after conceding 4 tries in a row, they've really got to be next to score. If the Tigers get another one here, it's basically the ball game. The Knights have really got to be the next one to put their name on the scorers list.
Okay. Tap's taken. Let's see if the Knights can stamp their authority in this set of 6 and get themselves back into the contest here, as they are down inside the Tigers' 20-metre line. They explore the eastern side. This is Nathan Ross, finding it hard to put him down. Lulia over the top, back through the arms of Minto. Off it comes now. Well, they're not putting him on the deck, the Tigers. Now they do. Back slammed into the ground, but a penalty to Newcastle from right in front. So what do? Well, they're not going to muck around. They're just going to keep the momentum going. There's a call from the crowd, take the 2. They didn't want any of that. As now Dobson offloads it. Nathan Ross comes up, and he's been back slammed 5 metres out from the Tigers line. The Knights, what do they have here in the early stages of the second half? This is Horwood. Put away there by Hallertau. Redman, he's in a dummy half. Now to Dobson, short, 4 metres away from the line. The Knights, if they can't cross it, they'll need a good kick in the in-goal area to somehow get the ball back, but I don't think that's going to be in the game plan to get the ball back. Ball's on the ground. Diffused a bullet there, the Tigers. They dived on the football there. Josh Callanan, and now they're up towards the 20-metre line.
Yeah, disappointing end to that set. The Knights had a fantastic opportunity to get back into this game, and they've just let it hit the deck. A few local lads lining up there too. Michael Steele, he only lives just down the road here at Sawyers Gully. Knows the area pretty well, and a penalty.
Knights outplayed the ball penalty, I'd say.
Geez, that's rare.
Yeah, mate, these days that is rare. But once again, like, the Knights had their chance down here, but execution, that needs to improve. It needs to be a bit slicker because they've certainly got the cattle in this side to get the points.
They bang it into touch. Here's the replay of the incident there, which resulted in the penalty going to the Knights. Well, he didn't put the boot to the ball. So will that be a costly error, which could give the Knights a sniff to get back into the contest? 15 metres out from the Tigers line. This is Redman. Short. The Knights denied by 5 metres. They'll get up and play the football. Where will it come now? Dobson takes the line on. They'll need all his experience, of course. Played for Wigan and Hull. They go from dummy half, Newcastle. They're trying to chance their arm. Tigers back on their own goal line, as you can see from the Bar TV pictures. Numbers to the right, just a matter of putting it through the arms. Banner Utai comes back on the infield, picks up Minto. He goes across field. They're getting in everybody's way. Down to the 10, they're offloading. Back it comes to Dobson. Oh, get that into you. They're rough and tough up here at Cessnock. That didn't go. Unmatched. 5 metres out from the in-goal area. The Knights now. Minto. Not the best kick we'll ever see. And the Tigers, they come away with it, Matt Logue. 15 out from their own goal line.
It's the finishing touches to your set of 6 for the Knights at the moment, which is a little bit down. The Tigers' defence is good, Josh, but the Knights have to improve in that area if they're going to get back into this match.
Yeah, it's a bit of column A and column B there. Some big hits put on by the Tigers and rushing up on the edges, so not giving the Knights that chance to spread the ball and attack out wide. It's not getting to the wingers because they're cutting it off before it gets there.
As the Tigers going to kick right on the 40-metre line. Well, they've just got to not drop off the Knights here. Hold their heads up. They're not out of it, but they've got to somehow get back into it. I know that it's easier to say sometimes than done, but they're not going to do that. Just those silly little errors that we spoke about in the first half, Matt, creeping back into the contest.
Yeah, a basic one there for the Knights and a great chance for the West Tigers now to go and attack. 35 out, and Josh, this is where they've proved so far in this match to be very dangerous.
Well, there's a good chance, I reckon, this is going to end up on the left edge, and it could be a hat-trick here for Marika Corabetti, because only 30 metres out, they'll be going to him again, but the Knights, yeah, giving away just a simple error. That's just a coach killer for Rick Stone. If he some more grey hairs tonight, no doubt.
As the Tigers turn it back on the inside. This is Mitchell Moses. Takes a tackle there of Ikai Ifu. He'll play the football back now. 21 metres out from the line. The Tigers on the inside. This is the 12 in Farlow. Forward pass. Well, they needed that. Lucky escape there for Newcastle.
Yeah, a bit of a reprieve for the Knights there. The Tigers just keep coming and coming. They're looking for offloads. Powerful running on the edges there again, Josh, from the Tigers. But with situated now, we're 10 minutes into the second half. Knights trailing 24-6. What have they got to do to get back into this game?
You could hear the collective sigh of relief from up here in the box. That is off the hook. But to get back in this game, they've got to hold on to the football to start, and they've got to get it down the other end. They've already had 2 chances, and they've just, if they get a third one, they've got to make it lucky.
Get those errors out of it. And the Knights certainly are in this contest to the call. It's pretty simple. You just can't win rugby league games by just dropping the pill. So let's see what they can do here. There's a penalty. This will help their cause. West Tigers not back the 10. As the Knights receive their first penalty of the second half. So Dobson will need all his experience if you're tuning in. Up through the Hunter and the Coalfields. He'll have to lead from example. A lot of experience in the number 7 jersey, the halfback. Well, they're giving them an opportunity, the Tigers. But the Tigers, so far, repelling everything that the Knights have been able to throw at them in attack. William, away to Dobson. They go up the middle. The defence is strong and solid, as you'd expect from the Tigers, sitting 4th on the competition ladder on 18 points after round 13. Dummy half now, this is Redmond. Knights, of course, 9th on 12th position of the VB New South Wales Cup ladder. 5 losses coming into this match. As we see now, they all kicked into the end goal area. They're flying through, but the ball has beaten everybody over that dead ball line. So they're coming back out to the 20 for a tap restart, and they want a quick one. The referee says we'll play on. And the Tigers now, Matt Logue out towards their own 30-metre line. Yeah,
it was Redmond tried his best there. Probably wasn't the best option, Josh. I think at this point of the game, the Knights really need their halves to step up. I think Matt Minto and Michael Dobson, with their kicking game and controlling, really need to step up now.
Yeah, look, he's added a bit of spark there, the number 14 in Chad Redmond, in a dummy half for Travis Waddell. But, yeah, you're right, the halves have got to step up, and it's just another wasted opportunity for Knights in fantastic field position. They can't afford to keep doing that, 18 points behind.
This is the Fijian, plays the football. Out it comes now. The Tigers, elusive, aren't they? 12 minutes gone in the second half. 24 points to 6. Leading the way here at Cessnock, here in the Hunter Valley. Ball's on the ground. Hallertau. 200 first grade games combined for the Tigers and the Bulldogs. They're offloading the football. Knights come away with it. And they have the ball through Braden William, 10 away from their own goal line.
Well, the Tigers certainly got a good lead, but they're sort of putting their hand up here and saying to the Newcastle, well, come and get us. Like, you know, we're making a few mistakes. They're not clinical. And with plenty of time left on the clock, Newcastle are in this game.
This is the third tackle for Newcastle. Out to the 30-metre line. Clint Newton. He's been around the world, literally. Of course, joined the Knights. Departed way through, I think it was season 2007 under the coaching of Brian Smith. Ended up back in Melbourne, then he went on to Hull. Back to Penrith for a few seasons before being picked up again this season for the Newcastle Knights, and Clint Newton is playing his second match this year for Newcastle. Went around last week in New Zealand. As we see now, what can they do? Remarkable story, isn't it, for Clint Newton? And we might just touch on that. Born in Myrtle Beach in South California, over there in Carolina, and had a bit of a shock relationship, I guess, with Miss Universe Jennifer Hawkins as well. I know that you're still having nightmares over that, Josh Callanan.
Yeah, the heart's still broken from Jen, but fortunately from this end, 10 years on, Newcastle now has a new Miss Universe Australia winner in Tegan Martin. So congratulations to her overnight. Might even end up another Miss Jen, Miss Universe from the Hunter. So good luck to Tegan.
Okay, well, if you're listening, Tegan, Josh is single and available here in the Cessnock Sports Round commentary box. Come and get him if you're in the area. 35 metres out from the line. He's after a feed at Macca's. Could be the first date. As we see now the Knights out to the 30-metre line. Enjoys a McChicken. Back to the right-hand side. This is the 18 in Michael Steele. Doesn't mind a fiddle of a fish. 15 metres short at the halfway line with fries and a Coke Zero, I understand. You'll be paying for it too. Here's the kick now, 25 metres out from the line. As we see now, Korobidi back out to the 30-metre line.
I'll shout, no doubt about that.
The Maitland Mercury pays well. No doubt Fairfax throwing the big money to Josh Callanan. That's why you're there.
Look, first date's all right. I don't know about the second one, though.
No, that'd be KFC. 5 short at the halfway line. Keeping that chicken theme going. I won't let everybody know what selection of chicken you go for. As we see now the fallers with the football. This is Keith Lulia. 25 metres out from the line. They're going to kick it in towards the end goal area. This is a well-weighted kick. The Knights will have to play at it. Nathan Ross, can he get back into the field of play? No, he can't. Goal line dropout. Perfectly weighted kick there from the West Tigers. More pressure coming up for Newcastle.
Yeah, the little halfback, he's been very busy tonight. And another pinpoint kick. Michael Stevens, outstanding. The Tigers playing off the back of a quick play of the ball. He's got in the end goal. Nathan Ross did pretty well here. I thought he was going to get out. Beat one. Look at him. He's jumping on his feet. But a great kick there by Stevens, and the kick chase, more importantly, Josh, was spot on.
Yeah, roger that. And Nathan Ross, that was why he got picked up by the Knights. It was out this way for the Kurri Kurri Bulldogs last year that he really set the competition alight and saw the Bulldogs all the way into the real NRL Grand Final. It was a bit of a fairy tale story at the end of last year, and Nathan Ross very quick on his feet, but not quick enough to get out there.
Okay, the Tigers on a roll. Just look at their urgency in attack here. This is Jared Farlow. Takes a tackle 10 metres out. Electrician by trade. First grade last year as well. Remarkable story as well from Jared Farlow, who's going to give the game away at one stage. Back to the left-hand side of the field. They exploit. There's a gap out wide. They put it through their hands. They could score. Keith Lulia. He goes over. The former St George, Newcastle Knight and Bradford Bull goes over for the West Tigers, and they just keep on ticking the scoreboard over here at Cessnock.
The Tigers' attack from right to left has been absolutely clinical tonight, with ball in hand, ball in the air, short, long. They have done absolutely everything down that left-hand edge, and it's paid dividends. They're now up by 24, but 4 of their 5 tries have come from attacking the left-hand side, Matt.
Yeah, it's pretty to watch, Josh. And another veteran of our game has been around the world, similar to Clint Newton. Played at a few clubs, and he was too strong there, but the work was done before then. It was the halves and the communication and the running, just basics of rugby league, but they're doing it very well, the Tigers.
And they're doing it at speed, in behind the line, and the Knights just haven't got any answers out on that right-hand edge in defence, and it's a tough thing to defend. And look, Korobidi was still out there waiting on the left for his hat-trick, and will, with 20 minutes still to go, there's a good chance he'll be 3 meat pies tonight.
Plenty of time to go as well. It's another 22 minutes in this contest. Here's the kick from right out on the touchline. They move in, they strike it. But this one just can't come back around. So no change on the Bar TV scoreboard. It's the Tigers on a prowl here at the Cessnock Sports Ground, leading by 28 points to 6.
It's just as we look at the replay there, 2 passes in behind, some quick hands there by Curtis Rowe, and Keith Luia just does the rest, slides over in some greasy overnight conditions now as the night air kicks in and the lights take full effect here at Cessnock Sports Ground, but silky smooth there from the Tigers.
Here's the kick from right down. Oh, there's an error. Did it go backwards? It went forward. Scrum will pack down, 10 out.
Is this just a little light at the end of the tunnel for the Knights? Could it be?
It needs to be. We've got, look at the clock here. We've got 19 minutes into the second half. There's still plenty of time here. Tigers a big lead, but Newcastle, they need to strike now.
Yeah, it's from this set of 6, really. You can't see it going any further if they're going to get back in this game, but it's just a little sniff, and it might be all they need.
As the Knights pestering the Tigers' 10-metre line. Well, they need to be the pests of this match if they're going to claw their way back into it. The Tenors with it. Pat Five-Eye Third season, Samoan board forward as well. Plays the ball, Redmond. Out it comes a Dobson. Here's the space out wide. They go for the line. They're in a touch. No try. Well, they had to get down low, but unfortunately, they've seen themselves being pundled into touch.
Yeah, outstanding defence by the Tigers. They worked as a unit. The Knights looked dangerous here out the back. Nathan Ross, a nice pass. But no, they couldn't get over Josh, and look, now it's looking, with 20 minutes to go, the Knights are in some trouble.
Wind back to the set of 6 at the opposite end, and that was a good play by the Knights. The difference was it just wasn't quite as sharp, it wasn't as crisp, and it wasn't as fast. The result was the Tigers a try and the Knights into touch.
It's probably been the story of the night, Pete.
It has been, but hopefully the story has still got a few more chapters left in it if you're the Newcastle Knights fans tuning into it. I don't think there'll be many more chapters in the next 20, but hopefully it will be a good end to the story. If you're Rick Stone, they've got 20 minutes to come up with 22 points. The Tigers out to the halfway line as we approach the 21st minute of the match. They continue to go to the eastern side, as you can see on the screen. Back to Lulia. He'll be dangerous to stop. Bouncing around everywhere. Still going. Somebody needs to put him down. And Utai does. Plays the football. Back it comes to Moses. They're going to kick out wide. They go up. Batter down. 6 to go. They've put it down, the Tigers. That was Tukafa out there. Sedifano Tukafa. Remarkable story for Tukafa. We mentioned at the top, back after 2 years as a Mormon in Adelaide, he went off to educate and learn, I guess, about God and Jesus Christ. And now he's back in the contest here tonight. And so far, his prayers have been answered. Tigers leading by 28 points to 6.
Must have been over with Will Hopewade.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
The Knights through Dobson. That was short. They come up quickly. Knights did well to get the ball away. But it's just this indecision of who do I give the ball to next, which was just displayed right there on your screen, which has let them down tonight. And just their lack of ability to get over the line. As we see now the Knights on the defence. That's better. Up in your face defence on the Tigers. Speaking of them, towards the halfway line. A little bit of a scoot there from the number 2 in Korobidi. To the halfway line they come. Newcastle tightening up in defence, and they need to. Stevens goes himself. 41 metres away from the Newcastle line. 17 minutes to go in the match. This is Rowe. Links up. Got it back, Rowe. He's got the try line in front of him. He's got Lulia. He'll score. How simple, but effective. Well, he just brushed them off like butterflies, like flies.
Putting on a show, the West Tigers, Pete, and Korobidi showed his skill with scoring tries, but they're a beautiful pass on the inside. The ever-present Curtis Rowe was backing up again, a bit like Terry Lamb tonight, Curtis Rowe. He's been on fire. And then Lulia, he was there and scored his second try. The Tigers really, at the moment, putting on a show, and it shows on the scoreboard.
This replay is just that, just a replay. That's 5 out of 6 tries down the left-hand side for the Tigers. They have been absolutely potent down that edge. Like you said, Matt, Curtis Rowe backing up, Korobidi back inside to Keith Luia. He knew where to be. He was there, and 10 minutes, only 10 metres to go to get over the line and cross for his double. The Tigers just too good at the moment.
Well, Keith Lulia, he's pretty much been to Timbuktu and back, hasn't he? St George started off his career. Brian Smith got him to the Knights in 2008 through to 2011. Went over to the UK, joined Bradford, but the Cook Islander looks at home in West Tigers colours. Here's the kick from right in front. They don't come much easier than that. The scoreboard attendant. She hasn't got an easy job though. She's putting her fingers to the buttons. The Tigers putting their fingers to the Knights' buttons. 34-6.
Travis Waddell just back on for the Knights as well. I'm not sure who's come off there, but he'll come into some form of playmaker role. Chad Redmond is still on as well, so they'll be in and around the ruck to try and inject something into this game for the Knights.
Well, next week the Tigers have the bye. And of course they're coming off that big victory last weekend. The Tigers against the Wentworthville Magpies. 52 points to 16. The Knights, of course, went down to the New Zealand Warriors 34-12. In fact, they've lost their last 5 in a row. Newcastle coming into this contest. Ball's being floating forward, and Lalua just hands the ball back to the Knights and says, there you go, we'll give it back to you. You try your best. And Matt Logue, that's what they need to do. The effort is there. It's just those silly errors in their game.
Yeah, no doubt, Peter. It's a serial, but also that execution, and from 20 metres out from their own line, they've got plenty of opportunities, but it's the last pass or it's a little bit slow. The Knights are certainly trying, and here's another chance for them now. They've got a scrum feed, 20 metres out, 5 in from touch. Let's see how they go.
Pat Matautai from Campsie. South Newcastle Lions Junior. Of course, South Lions coached in the Newcastle competition these days by Adam Bettrich. Adam Bettrich will be our guest commentator in the Real NRL in coming weeks as well. And we encourage all coaches in the Real NRL to drop in and be our guest commentator in the local Newcastle comp as the Knights go wide. They're close. This is Randell, a metre short of the line. Where will they go? They come to the right-hand side. They'll kick it in the in-goal area. Back they go, the Tigers. And Korobidi cleans up, and he had to, and that's what he's done. Goal line dropout coming up for the Tigers.
That was a lot better from the Knights. The execution was there, and Matt Minto, a perfect little kick in, and Korobidi couldn't get out of his in-goal, Josh.
It's just a shame that it's 67 minutes in, and that's the result, getting that repeat set. Just that little dribble in behind, in over the goal line, and wrapping Travis Waddell doing the work defensively, but needed a lot more of that tonight, the Knights.
Brenton Horwood with the football for Newcastle. This is Travis Waddell, Indigenous All-Stars over the last 3 seasons, down from the Queensland Cup as well. Time off here for the Knights, so they'll get the play back underway. We'll have a third go, third time lucky here. Vai back from Waddell. This is Dobson. This is Redmond, 21 years of old. Again, a local product at West Newcastle here in Newcastle. Of course, an Australian schoolboy in 2010 as well. Matautai is with it. 5 away from the Tigers line. Minto, Horwood. Bullock wraps him up along with Joel Luwani. Waddell, back it comes to Dobson. Ricocheted, play on, Newcastle could score, they do! Try it out of the Knights. Is it all too late?
Potentially, I think so, mate, but that was great play by the Newcastle Knights. A nice little kick in there from Michael Dobson, and Nathan Ross had been a little bit quiet tonight, but plenty of speed and awareness, and Josh, he's pounced on that ricochet off a Tigers player, and the Knights are over. 15 minutes to go here. They really needed that try.
Yeah, Nathan Ross probably made the most of what I would describe as a lucky opportunity, but you make your own luck. The kick was in behind, off Dobson, off a Tiger, and just pounced on by Nathan Ross. And look, it was a lot better by the Knights, and the main thing was they had a repeat set. They gave themselves that chance to have
building
another
pressure.
crack. Yeah, which they haven't been able to really do tonight with consecutive sets, but made the most of their opportunity and back over the try line, and the conversion successful as well there by Dobson, reducing the margin to only 22 now, Pete.
Well, Nathan Ross, another local product. Well, he's played a bit of footy up in the Queensland Cup with the Burleigh Bears. Came down, I believe, to the Curry Bulldogs. 25 years of age. He's having a crack with the Knights. You wouldn't rule out a first grade spot maybe towards the back end of this season if things continue to go the way they are for Newcastle. So let's just keep an eye on that Nathan Ross. He does have lightning speed at the back, elusive ball runner, as the Knights once again turn it back over to the Tigers. And this is Hallertau. Ball played back, Luwani. Advancing it inside the 10 again. 34-12. 10 minutes to go in this clash here at Cessnock. Moses short. This is Bullock. And the junior Picton Magpie player plays it back to Luwani. Shorter comes. Well, they want to bash and barge all their way to the goal line. Knights desperate in defence. Can't go back any further than your goal post, can you, as they exploit the gap? But the gap didn't quite go the way the Tigers expected to, because the Knights got a hand to it and had to batter it over the touchline on the eastern side. So they'll get the ball back, the Tigers, 10 metres out from the Newcastle line.
Again, Pete, the Tigers looking very dangerous on that edge. And Josh, they've been like that the whole night. Corabetti could have got his hat-trick there.
Yeah, very ominous there, and they've just got runners either side of the ruck. You know, that ball goes to the first receiver, and the general play tonight has been to shift it to the left, but then you've got a man running on the inside to suck that defence and just hold it for long enough to create that gap again outside. It's really crisp from the Tigers. Good to watch.
Keith Lulia, the Cook Islander, plays it back. Corabetti, burrowing from dummy half. Did it get there? That's the question.
So Tigers penalty offside. I think he's got the markers there. So the Tigers will go on attack again here, Pete.
With 8 minutes remaining in the match. Michael Bullock. Comes through the hands of Stevens. The 8 is with it. This is Brown. Debuting the NRL against the Dragons. Plenty of experience and youth in the Tigers squad going around here at Cessnock. 34-12. 7.5 minutes away from full time. Of course, the Tigers take on. We'll get to that in a moment. Oh, they've put it down. Unfortunately, just a little error. A little bit of dew you can see now creeping up from the Bar TV cameras. A lot of overnight rain in and around the Hunter. But in saying that, the pitch is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, it's outstanding, and the quality of football's been just as good. Tigers looking to go wide there like they've done all evening, but the final execution there, the pass went down. But look, they've got this one in the bag with 7 minutes to go, Josh, and been very clinical.
It has, and again, another good variation on that attack, playing the ball at the line, not going deep, and they're just mixing it up, and it's been so effective. One little error there, but outside that, it's been almost faultless.
Newcastle Knights fans, well, next week, your team plays the Newtown Jets. The Knights will be coming off 6 losses in a row when they played the Newtown Jets. So I think it's fair to say, though, with each loss, a win is not that far away. Well, you need to be optimistic, and Rick Stone, no doubt, knows that he's got the talent in the squad. He's just got to get a consistent team going around on the field, and we all know that New South Wales Cup certainly isn't consistent with the playing roster, and it's very tough. But here's a chance for Newcastle if they can get to the ball. They couldn't. Curtis Rowe offloading to Mariga Corabetti, and the Fijian again. down to the 30. There's talk around that Korobidi may not be with the West Tigers come next month. So I'm sure if he doesn't stay with the Tigers, he'll be an outstanding buy for any other club in the New South Wales Rugby League competition. 21 years of age, bright future ahead. He just needs a chance. 45 metres out from the line, the Tigers. You just get the feeling they're not done yet. Loyal base of supporters have travelled up the M1 to be here at Cessnock tonight. Throwing it out the back. Players slipping over. The Knights come away with the football. 5 metres out from the halfway line. The Knights now, well, they just need to forget about this and head to Newtown next week and take on an informed Newtown Jets at Henson Park. Be hard to beat there as well, the Newtown Jets. As we see now, the Knights 41 metres away from the line. As we see now, Dobson, that was flat. Referee said play on. Curtis Rowe was in there now. This is Nathan Ross, comes back this time to Dobson. Can he do something? Away to William, into touch. Touch judge. Flag goes up yet again here at the Cessnock Sports Ground.
Good change up there from Dobson though. Look, dummy, couldn't get the kick away, was rushed up by the defence and went back to the short side and just, you know, didn't quite pay off, but a good little bit of creativity there. No,
you're 100% right, Josh. They're trying things. Dobson, to his credit, hasn't given up all night. A nice little pass there, but, geez, this is great defence from the West Tigers hooker here, Lawani. He's roaming around and a beautiful tackle, and the Tigers deserve their win. They've been great in attack, but their defence is very good as well.
Well, the West Tigers have come into today's clash with 3 straight wins. Make that 4 after tonight. Wins against Cronulla, Newcastle only a few weeks ago, Wentworthville last week, and of course Newcastle here tonight. They've got the bye next week, so they've sewn up another 2 points. So they'll be edging up towards the top of the ladder, not far away from the likes of Penrith and the Wentworthville Magpies and the Mounties as well. The ball bounces. Knights shut the opportunity down that could have come from the Tigers. Not long now in the contest. 2 minutes, in fact, on the Bar TV scoreboard. Hashtag Bar TV Sports to get in contact with the Bar TV commentary team. Of course, in the box tonight we have Josh Callanan from the Maitland Mercury, from the Fairfax newspaper here in the Hunter, and of course our man in the know with the Newcastle Knights, Matt Logue, senior digital journalist with them, as the Knights bang it downfield, cut off again by Curtis Rowe. Over the top to knock him down was Braden William, as the Tigers rolling it forward for the full duration of the match. Again, to the halfway line they come. That was Jack Buchanan to the 40-metre line. 1.5 minutes remaining. Tigers spinning it through their back line. They're going to put in a kick. Knights cut it off. Out there was Honitua.
Did very well there. There was a good chase back. Another dangerous kick from the Tigers, but Hanedi to a great take there, Josh.
Yeah, and late call up for him as well, because Josh Mantellato was named and warmed up, but just before the referee blew time on with the whistle, he pulled up a little bit lame, and it was him that came on, and he's done fairly well in both defence and attack, especially being called up so late in the 23 jersey.
So the live pictures coming out of the Cessnock Sports Ground, courtesy of Bar TV and VPA Productions here tonight. grassroots provider. Bar TV of all local sport up and around Newcastle and the Hunter. We thank the New South Wales Rugby League for this opportunity here tonight to provide a telecast back to the fans, which no doubt, if you're a Knights fan, not so sure about the score, but the Tigers fans, no doubt back in Sydney, you're loving this, or wherever you may be clicking on and watching our telecast here tonight. The siren will go in the background, and that's all she wrote after round 13 of the VB New South Wales Cup. The West Tigers, too good for the Newcastle Knights by 34 points to 12.
Yeah, the Tigers outstanding tonight. They put on a clinic. They were very clinical in attack. Their defence was strong. The stars, obviously, Marika Korobetti, 2 tries tonight. I thought the fullback, Curtis Rowe, was outstanding. The forwards all did their job. The hooker, Joel Luani, he was strong, scored a try. But I thought the halves, they were the architects. Michael Moses and Mitchell Moses, and Michael Stevens, they directed the Tigers around the park, Josh.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely pulled the strings, and they were the orchestra behind it. And look, the Tigers were just too good. There were some promising signs there for the Knights. There was a few times there were glimpses, but on the whole, the Tigers were just so quick, so sharp, and so clinical. When they had those chances, they took them. And that left-hand edge, good luck to whoever's got to stop them in the rest of the season, because there's a good chance that that's going to go a long way towards the New South Wales Cup Premiership.
The Tigers have the bye in round 14 of the competition. The Knights head down to Henson Oval to take on the Newtown Jets. They just don't come any easier.
No, that'll be a great game. Henson Park, plenty of tradition. Newtown, always a strong side in the New South Wales Cup. And the Knights, look, there's plenty of effort there. It's just execution and vital mistakes. I think if they can improve those areas of their game, they've got the cattle. They've got a team to compete with the best in the New South Wales Cup.
And now with 6 on the bounce, they're sitting on the edge of the 8. Newtown are 1 point above them on the ladder, 13 and 12 between the Jets and the Knights. So that'll be a chance for them to get back for Newcastle inside that 8. But at the other end of the scale, Penrith and Wentworthville on 22 after wins today. And the Tigers now move into outright third on 20 competition points.
Well, guys, not the result that we were looking for coming from Newcastle, but credit to the West Tigers. 34 points to 12. Well, thank you very much, for coming into the broadcast box tonight. We really do appreciate it. Hope you've had a bit of fun.
Thanks, Pete. And, if Tegan Martin, if you're listening, all the best.
It's been a pleasure. And more importantly, we hope Josh can get a date. So.
Indeed. You know where he's going on his date, Macca's.
KFC.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Pete, and Bar TV. Fantastic stuff.
No worries. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed Bar TV's coverage here tonight. We've had an absolute ball providing our look, our take on the VB New South Wales Cup. So on behalf of the entire production team here at Bar TV, no doubt we'll be back in the future. Until then, it's bye for now.